I think I figured it out. The problem is not that I don't have anything to talk about. The problem is that I feel this, you know, uncontrollable urge to fill what I'm talking about with my emotions, so much so that it implodes, right? Which is retarded, to be honest, right? Nobody wants that. Nobody needs that. I don't need it, right? Half the time that shit is just completely pointless, right? So, you know, and half the time talking about something doesn't help at all, right? And just focusing on something you cannot control is pointless. Completely pointless. I am better off, remaining silent and just trying to better myself instead of focusing on this crap, on that crap, on this shit, on that. Just try to be the best me that I can be. Instead of like, oh, stupid letter. Like, who gives a shit, man? I really don't care. It doesn't mean anything. Right? It really doesn't. I didn't care about this crap beforehand. I don't really care about it now. It's whatever. I'm indifferent towards it. The so Christmas is come and gone, and my sister's boyfriend's family was over at the house, and so I met her boyfriend's brothers, right? Isaac and Jonathan. So Jonathan is about my age. I think he's like a year older. No, no, no. Isaac is around my age. Jonathan is like around Bethany's age, I think. Um, and then his parents, his mom, is she kind of reminds me of Grandma. She's very short, which is fine. It's fine, you know. Um, but his brother, he asked me a question. I was playing Lego Star Wars, and he was watching me play Lego Star Wars at the house um, for a bit. We were chit chatting and kind of just whatever. Seems like a cool guy, but he asked me. He's all like, "So Alex, do you have a girlfriend?" And I told him no. Right. Just like completely shut down the conversation there with just one word. And then he asked me if I ever had one, and I told him no. Hey, hey, hey. It's never been an interest of mine. It really, I mean, okay, I mean it has before, but now it's just, I really don't care. I really don't, because it's so bogged down in drama. It's so bogged down in just like pointless drivel that it's almost laughable. And I think a lot of people misconstrue what dating is supposed to be. See, I think dating is you you're supposed to date with intent, right? You you date, and then in like a year, 2 years, 3 years you're married, right? Maybe a year, you know, something like that. Or at least that's what I think. But I think most of the populace, they're dating just because they can to check a box, which is so arbitrary to me. It's it's like, what? Really? Why are you why are we doing that? I don't get it. I really don't. And I'm going to be honest, I don't want to. If everyone is right for being that way, then fuck you, I'm wrong. And I'm happy to be wrong. And I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to throw a fucking ice cream party. And I'm the only one invited. That's right. Um, I've lost where I was going on that tangent, and that's fine. That's fine. Uh, Shucks. Shucks, man. I don't. So, Gabby said that his younger brother Jonathan, he's kind of weird. Weird in the sense that like he has no filter, but like he'll say, she said, and also her boyfriend said that he says like some of the wackiest shit, like some of the messed up shit. Like I can't really remember because they told me one time, but apparently he just like is unhinged, but like in like the craziest way, verbally, I guess. And he's over at the house, right, for Christmas because Mr. Alex's folks are visiting. And I didn't see that side at all. He was very quiet, very reserved. And I was like, is this the same Jonathan that I was told so much about? Is that the same guy? Like, he seems alright. But I guess it was just because he didn't have a working relationship with the whole clan, right? I think if he felt comfortable, I think he would have, just let loose, as it were. Which would be kind of entertaining. But then at the same time, they'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you saying? Just shut up, please. So, I guess we spared ourselves some embarrassment by him being uncomfortable. Or not comfortable enough to, act himself. Which is, I don't know. I think it's kind of silly. I think if you have to put up a front with people, I mean, you feel weird with people you just met, right? I understand that. I feel the same way. But there's, like, even if he's wrong, right, doesn't matter, for saying all the crazy crap that he said, it's still, if that's him, then fine, run with it. But you acting another way, right? I don't know. It I don't know. It's kind of weird. It doesn't sit well with me, because it's all like, you're kind of lying to yourself at that point, right? You're kind of lying to yourself because you're all like, "Oh, this is me," and then you go home, and then you start saying some whack shit, and you're like, "Oh, this is me." You're Two-Face from, Batman. Yeah. Except he didn't have to go through a fire to get that. You just have it. So there's that. Man, I've been watching a lot of Stargate. I've been so over, like, new shows and movies and shit. Because, like, there's nothing really interesting on, like, Netflix and, like, new stuff. I mean, like, I could go watch Seinfeld. I could go on, Paramount Plus and watch some, like, old show from, like, the 70s, 80s, 90s, right? I could watch Where is Carmen Sandiego. That's a good show. I love that show. But not as much as some other ones, right? But I've been watching the shit out of Stargate, the SG-1. Oh my goodness. It's got a lot of stuff that kind of conflicts with my beliefs, but those episodes are just weird anyway. There's a lot of like blasphemy just woven into it. which, eh, it's, I mean, it's. I guess that's all over the place. You can't really do much about that, right? You just have to be grounded in your resolve. You got to be, a bulwark, unmovable. So, I guess that would rectify that. Um, well, of a good wash and the price. Oh my gosh. Man, I haven't done this for such a long time that I I don't really know what to talk about. But I feel like I ought to. I, I shit you not, I tried like 7, 8 times last night. I was like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. This is terrible. Bin, 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 bin. The whole of it. All of it. Which is how it is. Honestly, that's kind of how I write. I'm such a perfectionist. Everything has got to be down to a T, perfect. And if it's not, I break it apart and I pull it down to its bare bones. And then if that's not good, then I scrap the bones, and it all goes to the pile, which is irritating. Because then it takes me years and years and years to actually get something that's good. But that's only because it's not a priority, right? I don't even know what a priority is now. I don't even know what the timeline of priorities was, because we're just in a priority-less gap, which is bad. That's real bad. There's this saying: a good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow, right? So that's a good saying, right? And it makes sense, right? Because if you have an idea and you follow it through, right? Instead of waiting until tomorrow to come up with an idea, then you'll be a step ahead of all the other knuckleheads who are running around this stupid rock, right? Except I'm one of the knuckleheads who's running around this stupid rock. I like to fly by the seat of my pants, which is fine. It's got me this far, right? So it's got to be good, at least a little bit. I only find it mildly irritating at times. No, I say mildly. Most of the rest of it is just suppressed. It's it's almost criminal, I think. Not really giving a shit. And I think I'm one of those accountable for that. Because I do it on a daily basis. I'm out here. I don't. Who fucking cares? I'll be dead at 30. I say that a lot. Who cares? I'll be dead at 30. I make those jokes all the time. Or, like, I say jokes. Sometimes, like those, like, I'm gonna die. Oh. I'll be deceased. I make those jokes a lot around my sister because, I find them funny. To a degree, I find them funny. She doesn't. I don't know why. No. Correction. I have an idea. I wasn't born yesterday. I was born in the dark, but I wasn't born yesterday. This is going nowhere, man. This whole thing. Man, it's this. So, if I had to hazard a guess, right? pertaining to the letter. I know, I shouldn't go there, right? But I haven't really been considering it recently, so I think it's ample time that I consider it just once, right? Sent 2 out. The first one was kind of nuts. Okay, I'll be honest. First one was me complaining about work, me being frustrated that I'm getting robbed, right? Because, you know what, I'll explain it to you because I don't think I have. So, when I was hired on at my place of work, I was told that at 2 years you're gonna have, 80 PTO hours, right? So that's 2 weeks, right? And then I get hired on there, right? And a couple months, maybe 4 months ago, this year or whatever, would have been my 2 year mark there. But they don't factor in the time that I spent with the temp agency as time with the company. So I haven't actually been there 2 years. I've been there a year. Or like a year and a little bit more, maybe like a year and 6, maybe a year and 5 or whatever. But anyway, right? So it's so retarded, and it made me snap, and I was so frustrated, and it was the only thing I was talking about at work, and it was the only thing that was like present in my mind, and then I come back to the apartment and I close the door and I come to my desk and I grab a sheet of paper and I just start writing, right? And because I got her address, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll send this to her. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, nothing bad has happened, right? Worst that happens is what? She doesn't write? Oh, big deal. Whatever. Who cares? I go about my day. But yeah, dude, I'm sick of getting robbed on a daily basis. And I'm also just sick of the fucking place. Like, I just hate that mill, man. I don't know. It's, it puts so much mileage on a guy, and it's like you're busting your ass making like 18, 19, whatever, when you could go work at Walmart, stack shelves for like 22, 23. Like, come on, dude. Really? I don't know. I just look at those discrepancies and I'm like, are you serious? Why the fuck am I here? So yeah, I am considering going on a fishing processor. Yes. I am considering going up to Alaska. I don't give a shit if I fall in the water and die in the sea. Don't fucking care. I've tried to be the best that I can be up until this point, right? I mean, sometimes I've fallen short, obviously. We all have. But that's life, right? That is life. So, just gotta keep trucking along. I might not go up to Alaska on a fishing processor, but I know this much, right? Come February, I'm putting in my 2 weeks, and I'm leaving that place at the end of February. I'm done. Finito. It's over, man. I'm finished. I've been there for almost 3 years. It might not actually be 3 years, but it's fucking close, man. It's close. Close enough. And the longer I stay there, the more pissed off I get. But then I don't do anything with that fuel that I could use to push elsewhere, to use that momentum to fucking fly into the stratosphere. I don't use it. I get pissed off. I come back to the apartment, and then I just sit and sulk in my own anger and hatred toward what I am locked in. But I'm not locked in. I'm not. I have the potential to get out of this. I have the potential to do anything. I can do anything I put my mind to. But the problem is, I do not apply myself, and I know that. I am my biggest enemy. I am my biggest oppressor. Me. Oh my goodness. You know, it's been like this for a while, man. It has. I always, it's, if I applied myself, 10 years ago, academically, right? If I applied myself mentally, if I applied myself, I'd take off running, I think. I mean, but I still got time. I always talk about, if I could go back. Fuck that, man. What can I do now? Right now I'm trying to better myself physically. I'm trying to get up. But then I'm staying up late until like 4, 5. And I'm watching SG1. I love the show. I shouldn't have put the TV in here. Gabby's right. Oh, God. And then the Xbox is hooked up to the TV so I can just swap in between, from one device to the other, which is magic. So, oh, God. I'm stuck in a rut and I don't even know it. That's the worst thing, dude. That is the worst thing. Complacency. Or even, just getting cushy. Getting cushy is bad. And this right here is very much a outlier for that. This right here is a huge red flag, right? Obviously, I'm not looking to put myself out on the market, right? Because I don't think there's anything interesting in the market. But if I was, right? If I was willing to lose the bet with David and put myself out there, right? Nobody would buy the product because of how just second rate it is. Like, the quality is just down completely. The producers don't even believe in themselves, right? In the grand vision that it was founded on. Like, it's all falling short. It's all falling short. It's crazy, dude. It's actually crazy. I've gone on a tangent. You know what? That's what it should be called. Tangent. That's a good episode of Stargate. Man, I want to watch some Stargate. But then I watch Stargate and I want to play XCOM. I wish I could do both of those at once. Because Stargate is like X. I watch Stargate. I watch Pacific Rim. That makes me want to play Stargate or XCOM or BattleTech. I think it's just called BattleTech. But that there's something else. There's another movie or show that also makes me want to play like the XCOM games, like Save the World. I don't know. I really get a kick out of those because I don't know. I feel like I'm fucking doing something. Even if it is just a stupid video game. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not doing anything but just, passing the time, twiddling my fucking thumbs, but I get a kick out of it. Just like I hope you'll get a kick out of this. I'll leave it there.